Hi guys, Shara Ogan here. So I have a friend of mine and her rib always goes out. And I get a call from her about every 2 weeks and she says, Shara, my rib's out again, can you come save me? And I go over and I give her a Feldenkrais session and she's better. Yet there's some things that you could actually do at home that will save you a lot of money, so you don't have to call me or you don't have to go to a chiropractor or a physical therapist to help to get your rib back into place. This stretch I'm going to teach you guys, or a series of stretches, is good not just if your rib is out, but it's also good at mobilizing the entire nervous system as well as all the ribs. When we're working at the computer or doing such static jobs, we all have a tendency to tense and hold our breathing muscles, which then keeps our ribs at a stiffer and more immobilized state. So this is going to help you to get the mobility back into your chest, back into your ribs, so you can breathe fully once again. So for this exercise, what you need is a washcloth and a mat, or the rug. So go ahead and lay down on your back with your knees bent. Now I'm going to pretend like I'm her, and I'm having rib tightness right around here in my thoracic or mid-back area, okay? So that's the area we're going to focus on. So first go ahead and lay back. Take your washcloth and roll it up. And I'm going to put it parallel to how the ribs go, sort of like this. And I'm going to push through both my feet to lift up my tailbone and position it right at the bottom of my ribs. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the back at the very base of the rib cage. Even if your pain's a little bit higher, it's okay to start a little bit lower. So have your legs a good width apart to give you a good, solid, strong base of support, and gently push through your feet just to roll up your tailbone. Now I'm only going to go a little bit because even though the washcloth is small, that's a lot of pressure right there. So once again, if you've watched any of my videos, you know how to do the pelvic tilt by now. So it's gently pushing through your feet, rolling up your tailbone. And if you want to exhale on the release, and the exhale also allows your back to arch. So let's do this several times. Feel free to shut your eyes as we do these oscillatory movements. Just go small. Exhale, release. So as you roll your tailbone just ever so slightly up, your back flattens. And as you release it, your back arches. Now as the back flattens, you can feel it mobilizing that lower part of the ribs. You'll really feel a difference when we take the towel roll away. Just stick with me, but for any of the exercises and stretches I teach, be sure to stop before you get to the point of pain. Everything you do should feel in your easy sort of range, your effortless range. Also pay attention to if you're using any excess muscle effort. Are you tightening in your jaw? How about your toes? Or how about your breathing muscles? Okay, take a pause and take the towel or washcloth away. And feel how that part of your ribs just very gently lowered. And then take a breath. I mean, technically I could have made this whole video breathing exercises, which I have plenty of breathing exercises in my videos. So this one's not going to focus on that. But just go ahead and take a breath and feel how it's easier to expand your front and back part of your ribs with each breath on that side. It's very pronounced on the left side for me as compared to the right. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and roll up the washcloth once again and move it one rib higher, just one rib higher. Okay. Now, if that's too intense for you, then maybe if you could find something a little smaller or softer, you know, like maybe one sock, maybe the equivalent, and push through your feet and once again do a pelvic tilt. So we're mobilizing the ribs on the left side of your spine. In this video, that is. Coordinate your breathing. Notice what part of your foot is involved in the pelvic tilting, and see if you can involve your entire foot, but not with like effort. Make it really soft and gentle, almost as if the movement is moving you throughout your entire body, as opposed to your muscles doing the work. Okay, that's enough there. Just remove it for a moment. Feel that part that you just had the roll under, soften and release. And then let's kind of lift up a little bit to move it to the next rib. And go ahead and do some very small tilts here. Mobilizing your rib cage is important for almost every overuse injury I could think of, such as thoracic outlet syndrome, carpal tunnel, nerve pain. I work a lot with arm injuries, like nerve pain, overuse injuries, and the culprit, in my mind, is always the back. I haven't seen anybody with an overuse injury in their arms that doesn't have a stiff back. When we free up the movement of your back and your rib cage, that allows more availability of your arms to move, which then takes the work off your distal extremities, being your hands, and puts it more on the proximal extremities. Okay, remove that and then go ahead and move it up to the next rib. Okay. So as you get higher towards your shoulder blade area, it might get a little bit more intense. So you could do fewer repetitions or have a smaller washcloth if you'd like. So the mistake that I see so often in the medical world is people think that they need to increase their strength in order to heal their arm pain or their back pain or whatever it is. But the solution is actually in improving the way you're using yourself. So you could see I have my focus on doing less effort as opposed to more effort. Okay, go ahead and move this up. So I'm lifting up my pelvis now so I can lift up more of my back off the ground. And then I'm putting it back down, so you could do a close up here so that you can see just where the roll is now. You might find it's a little bit harder to breathe with it right here. Even if you want to do just 2 or 3 and take a break anytime you need to. Okay, remove it. We're almost done. So I'm going to lift up all the way, and maybe we'll just do 1 or 2 more. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going rib by rib. Okay, we'll call that enough. So I stopped right about halfway up my shoulder blade region. Okay, that's the first set. Now the second thing is you could actually just wad up your washcloth and put it back into the region that you're having the rib pain. So for me, I'm pretending like it's right here. Okay. So now what I'd like you to do, you could do this either with one leg or with both legs, is you're going to bring your knees up like this, and you're going to make a gentle circle. Imagine that there was a clock on the ground and you're just tracing the circumference of the clock, a circular clock that is, of course. And then we'll go the other way in the circle. So I've been working as in the therapy world, the physical and occupational therapy world, for a very long time. Since 1994, actually, I'll confess to you guys, but I don't share that in many of my videos. But anyways, but I see a lot of therapists treating the localized area for overuse injuries. For instance, tennis elbow or carpal tunnel or Dacre veins, it all gets treated at that localized area. When, like I mentioned earlier, the culprit is actually the larger muscle groups. And then when people go for like athletic training or for a lot of different like physical therapies and stuff, they're learned to do strengthening in these areas. What that does is it increases the inhibition. Let's just go ahead and take a rest for a moment. and increases the inhibition or the contraction of these larger muscle groups, where my main focus is teaching you how to release these parts of yourself so that your body functions as a whole better. Okay, so that was the second exercise there. And just take a moment to explore how this whole side you just worked is more relaxed. Now the third stretch I'm going to teach you is you're going to come up into a Sphinx position like this. So you're on your two forearms. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sink your shoulder blades towards one another and then come back to the start. So once again, you want to make sure you're in a comfortable position here. So sink your shoulder blades towards your spine, your head stays more or less static, and then back. Let's do this about 6 or 7 or 8 times. Okay, pause. Now let's just do the one side. I'm going to do just left-sided of these sphincter movements here. So just my left side, I'm going to bring my scapula closer towards my shoulder blade and then back to the start. You know, in Feldenkrais, there's a whole Sphinx series. There's a lot of different things that we could do. I'm just kind of teaching you the most basic ones, just because I want to keep this video short. So pause here. Now the next time we're going to do the same motion, and the next time you sink your left shoulder, so your shoulder blade slides towards the spine, just go ahead and look over your left shoulder. So you're going to once again look over your left shoulder a few times, maybe just 3 or 4 times as you sink your left shoulder blade. Okay, come to the middle and pause. If you want to take a rest here for a moment, you could. And then once again, let's just do your left shoulder blade, keeping your head in the middle. So I hope with my dark blue shirt you could actually see my left shoulder blade being mobilized on my rib cage. So my left shoulder blade is being mobilized on my rib cage. Hopefully I'll find a good picture to demonstrate what that looks like on a skeleton. Okay, and then lie on your back, and you're done. Just feel the differences. For me, my left side feels so much closer to the ground and so much more relaxed and released. And then maybe just take your knees to the left and your knees to the right. Now, when I was thinking about this exercise, I was actually debating bringing in some leg rotation exercises. Because when you rotate your knees and legs to the side, you could actually feel the trajectory of the movement going to the opposite shoulder blade or the ribs. Okay, we'll call that enough for today. So go ahead and roll to the side and come up slowly. Pause in sitting. And when you're ready, come up all the way to standing. Take a moment. Don't rush. Maybe you want to do one arm over the head and side bend. Do that maybe like 3 times each side. And the other way. Ooh, my left side is so much looser than my right side. Wow. Okay. And if you want to do a rotation to the right and a rotation to the left. So thank you for watching my video today. Please subscribe to my channel below, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the thumbs up button that you see just below. And I would like to share with you my book that's just released onto the market. See, I'm already shy talking about it, it's so new. But I just published a book called A Quick Guide to Easing Pain in the Workplace and Beyond. We'll leave a link for it below, but it's available now on Amazon, on Kindle version or hard copy. And also I have plenty of healing retreats coming up to align your body, mind, and spirit. And I thank you for your time today. Have a great day and a great week.